Hey everyone, David Nagel here. For those of you celebrating Thanksgiving at the end of this week, there is so much to be grateful for if you know where to look. In this video, I will explain how gratitude is the most important mindset tool in your arsenal. Let's go. Let me ask you a question. What are you grateful for right now? And let me tell you why I'm asking this question. The whole idea of human beings being able to move forward in life and create an amazing life, the life that you truly want, really relies on one idea, and that is our ability to be grateful. Our ability to be grateful for things that don't seem like we should be grateful for. And let me tell you why. Everything in our life is controlled by the meanings that we give it. In other words, how we go through our life, the different things that we experience in our life, the stories that we tell ourselves, the stories that we create, the things that are good that happen to us and the things that happen to us that, well, maybe they're not so good. The state of the world that we're in, the ups and downs, the goods, the bads, the rights, the wrongs, everything filters through our mind in a way where we look at it, we examine it, and then we give it a meaning. Now, the meaning that we give things is extremely important because that meaning then tells us how we should act, how we should behave, what should we do with things. When we find ourselves living a life where we're struggling, where things are very difficult, where we don't understand the bad things that are happening in life, where we just can't seem to break through, make the money, have the relationship, live an exciting and fulfilling life, something is seriously wrong in the meanings that we're giving to everything. For instance, if I'm looking at something and I perceive it to be bad, I may have very valid reasons and have very valid meanings as to why I think something is bad. But if you remember, in our series on the laws of the universe, there's a law that allows you to see the truth in this, and that's called the Law of Polarity. The Law of Polarity basically states something that is not only very basic, but extremely powerful, and that is that everything in the universe has an opposite side, and it's equal in opposite. So if I say that the thing that I'm observing here is actually bad, then what I have to understand based on how this law works is that the opposite side of what I'm looking at that's bad is actually good. Now, I'm going to ask you to do something that will help you break through and understand this a little bit deeper, because it's not easy at first. A matter of fact, it can be downright difficult at first. And here's what the problem is. When we have so many things in our mind that we've associated bad with, and we constantly experience them over and over again, immediately when we have the experience, our mind goes, that's bad, it just is, because I have no experience with it being good. There can be serious things like the death or the illness of a loved one, really nasty things that happen to people all over the world, things that we could look back in history that are just horrific, and we could say, you cannot tell me there's anything good about this. It is just pure bad or it's pure evil. If you come from that mindset and you stay in that mindset, your only experience about those things can be just one thing, and that's bad. But I want to challenge you. What if not only was there something bad about it, but there was something equally good that if you could see it, if you could find it, if you could understand it, literally could have the power to change your life like night and day. It could make an enormous difference in the way you experience your life because it would give you options that you don't even know that you have. This was explained to me almost 30 years ago by a great mentor of mine who basically said, the difference between you and I, David, is that I have options and you don't. He said, but the truth is, it's not that you really don't have options, you just don't know that you have them. And because you don't know that you have them, you can't do anything with them. He said, I'm going to tell you something that's really the secret of success, that if you'll wrap your mind around it, if you'll give yourself a chance to understand it, it will change everything in your life almost instantly. He said, here's the secret. Be grateful for everything. Because as you learn to be grateful for everything, you literally change the way that your mind perceives whatever it is that you're focused on. You have to remember, there is something that we're looking at to say that it's bad, and there's something that we're looking at to say that something is good. In truth, everything just is. Everything in the universe just is. Until one of us human beings looks at it, points at it, and says, this is the meaning that I'm going to attach to it. The moment that I do that, I create a set of rules based on that meaning about whatever it is that I'm focused on. If the meaning that I give it is bad, I will end up following the rules to do what? To experience this thing as bad. But if I can find a way to find something about it that's good, I will also give it a new set of rules, and I will start to experience something as good, which allows me to change my perception about whatever it is that I'm observing or I'm experiencing or I'm being or doing or having, and it allows me to have options that I didn't know that I had before. Way back in 1993, I had an experience that changed my life forever. I was stuck. I didn't have an education. I was working in a dead-end job. I was working 6.5 days a week, and I was only making about $20,000 a year. As I began to change my mindset and focus more on things that I was grateful for, understanding how to enjoy something that I didn't enjoy, how to do better in something that I thought that I didn't like, how to treat people that I actually really looked down on in a grateful way, in a better way, all of a sudden options in my life appeared that I didn't even see before. It also showed me that I was a different person than I thought that I was. But what did it do? It gave me the option to increase and triple my income in 30 days because I couldn't see what I couldn't see because I was focused on everything in my life being bad. Gratitude allowed me to make that change where I could change my attitude, I could see things completely different, and I opened up an entire basket of options that I didn't even realize were there. Right now, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you're doing it with, no matter how bad you think things might be in your life right now, I want you to understand something. You have more options that are around you right now than you could possibly imagine. And the key to unlocking the door to seeing those options, understanding them, and being able to use them to change any situation or circumstance is the application and the understanding of gratitude. Here in the United States, we have a holiday. We call it Thanksgiving. It is one holiday once a year that we look at and we say, I'm going to try to be grateful for things in my life on this day, and then we go out and eat a bunch of food. What I'm suggesting is that you use this holiday as a reminder to train yourself to think grateful things about everything in your life. It doesn't mean that there's not something bad about certain things. There absolutely is bad things that are out there. However, if you will practice gratitude, if you will learn how to get gratitude in your heart, you can open up and see the world in a much different way. And let me tell you folks, right now we need desperately people to look at the world in a different way so that we can not only practice gratitude, but we can expand as a people. We can learn to love, we can learn to be generous, and we can learn to heal humanity. I think you're worth it. I know you're worth it. Practice gratitude with me, and let's see what kind of changes we can make this year. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Put what I just said into practice, think really deep, and comment down below what you're grateful for. See you again soon.